Hey everyone, it's Carmelle. This is Carmelle's World, and I'm back. Um, it's the second installment of Headscarf Chronicles, and this time around, I did not wear the headscarf on my head due to a very popular request because I was looking a little bit too ghetto fabulous the last time. So I said, okay, still got the headscarf, still wearing it technically. I'm just not wearing it around my hair because I was told people would think I ain't have none, and as you can clearly see, I got a lot of it. This installment will be relationships and disabilities. If you see me look down, I have my trusty dusty notes and my pen. I'm going to check off as I go along. I got a couple of questions that I want to answer. Um, five. First question is the life after becoming disabled, pros and cons. Two, can you be happily single and disabled, or is it cheaper to keep him, her as being disabled or becoming single because of your disabilities? And how much should you put off on your mate, comma, quotations, your disabilities? That was all number two. Number three, pros and cons of dating disabled, period. Number four, the better safe than sorry scenario. Does it exist? Does it exist in dating disabled? Should it? Pros and cons. And number five, make sure you always include this. So this is my note to myself. As a disclaimer, this is my number five to me, but I'm going to put it out there for you guys. I am not a psychiatrist, psychologist, relationship counselor, social worker, or any of the like or the such that's underneath that particular scenario, nor do I want to have a degree in any of these areas or certificates of expertise. What I can tell you is that I've been on this earth for 52 years. And in 52 years, I've amassed quite a bit of knowledge in the pool of dating and the like. But being disabled and dating is a whole total new world for me because I haven't been disabled for a very, very long time. Some people have been born into it. Some people, like myself, it has developed over time. And for me, I would say probably within the last 10 to 15 years, slowly but surely, gradually getting to this point of having disabilities. Now, before I continue on, also I'd like to put out there my disabilities. So everybody won't say, well, how you gonna tell us about disabilities if you really don't, you just saying you disabled, what's your issue? I am 2 years post-op, double hip replacement, due to osteoarthritis. It's very debilitating. I guess it's genetic in my family, and it had disintegrated the hip joints in both joints. So it got to the point to where it was so painful. It was basically bone on bone, pelvic bone on thigh bone, rubbing together, and I had no choice but to get the operations. And there were 6 months between each in 2019. One was March the 18th, 2019. The other one was August the 4th, I believe, 2019. So it's been about what, March, April, May, June, July, August. So it was about 6 months. And I also suffer with osteoarthritis. It was in my hips, but now I have two brand new ones of those. But I also have it in my knees and other areas, my back and other areas. I suffer with degenerative disc disease, which basically is genetic, and it just means that your discs in your back are slowly but surely disintegrating to the point to where eventually your vertebrae in your back will be pretty much on top of one another at some point because the discs that are separating them will disintegrate. Mine is starting to do so at a rapid rate at the bottom. So at the bottom, I have my disc is like maybe two vertebrae above my pelvic bone, is disintegrated more on the right side than the left. And so what's going on is I have the bone that's sitting and compressing on nerves, which is also making it very difficult for me to stand upright and walk, because when I do, after probably about 60 seconds to maybe 120 seconds, 2 minutes, I get shooting pains down the back of my legs, through my hips, And my lower back is just, it kills me. So I have to use a cane. Let me introduce you to the cane. This is she. It's called the quad cane because it has the 4 pegs at the bottom, and basically it's for balance as well as support. I hate it. It's the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen a lot of ugly, but that thing's ugly. But I have to use it, so me and it have become besties. Now, once I answer those questions, I will also go with dating disabilities, pros and cons, and maybe throw in a couple of why dating a disabled person can actually be a benefit. It can be really a good thing versus being an awful thing or bad thing, or the person being a liability instead of an asset to you as another person that might not have the disabilities at all. Let's start with the questions because I'm on limited time and we're already 6 minutes in. Okay, is there life after becoming disabled? Yes, there is. Was there life before disabilities? Yes. Your quality of life shouldn't change much. If you weren't doing much before you got disabled, you need to start picking up some tricks and tips and start trying to do something, because your disabilities and you not doing anything and just sitting there in a slump being depressed because of it, it's not a good place to be mentally, and it's not a good place to be physically. You probably will get in that slump if you weren't already. If you were depressive probably before you got disabled, then you might want to seek counseling for, which, by the way, I'm not one of those either. I've had quite a bit of it though, due to my disability. You might want to seek counseling to maybe get outside your head for a second and realize that there is life out there, that you can enjoy life. Your quality of life does not have to go down just because you have a disability. You can find different ways to do things. You may not be able to do everything just like you used to, but you can do some things. And when you find like-minded people that I have a disability, but let me show you how to do mine. Oh, well, I have a disability too. Let me show you. You can. It's online groups. There's online dating sites for folk just like us, and probably in different categories of disabilities, because you have quadriplegic, paraplegic. You have people that are on, complete in the bed, like they just can't move beyond that bed, and if they can, they go like they're more so in the house to a certain degree. But even those people have somewhat a quality of life because they choose to. They may go online, they may do video, they may do a lot of different things. So it depends on where you are at in your stage of disability and what you really are seeking when you are trying to find yourself with a disability, and where you want to be at in your head, which is not to be in your head as much. With that being said, the pros to it: you can live outside of a disability. Yes, you can. You can live with a disability. Yes, you can. And you can have a life and still manage your disability. Yes, you can. With their con is that people will tell you that you're limited, and you will actually start to believe that you're limited, and that's a lie. Your limitations are only as far as you let them become. Now, granted, let me stress this. If the doctor tells you that you can't do something because it will harm you, that's something different. But if somebody's telling you, and I could walk up those steps, but somebody's telling you, oh, because you have this, that, and that going on, you really shouldn't walk those steps. Maybe we should get you a bedroom downstairs so that you'll be more comfortable. But in your spirit, you want to go up them steps where your bedroom usually is. Go up them steps. If the doctor hasn't prohibited you from going up steps, go up the steps. Do not let man's viewpoint of what they think you are keep you limited in what you know who you are. Okay? If the doctor has cleared you for some things, go back to doing as much norm as you can. Okay? I don't want you going outside the box and trying to, if you can't run a marathon because of your limitations, and it's really truly the doctor said, look, you can't do it, then figure out a different way to expel some of that energy. Okay, it's different ways to do different things. I mean, there's still people that enter into the handicap Olympics that they can do certain things with limitations. Happens every year. If you look at it, if you seek it outside the box, you'll see it. Can you be happy just being single and disabled? Now, it depends on how you look at it. If being single is what you truly want to be because you're just happy with yourself, hey, go for it, knock yourself out. But if you know that you're a person who wants a responsibility of a relationship, and you're ready for a relationship, you're ready to be in another situation with another person, and you want to share your life with them, then absolutely go for it. I say go for it. um how much should you put off on your mate because of your disability? That's a discussion that you and your mate should have, and they explain to them what you can and can't do, and let them help you push past those boundaries that you've probably mentally set because of fear. Don't let that fear stop you from becoming the best you that you can be, with or without a disability. Okay? Pros and cons of dating disabled. Well, baby, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm a disabled person to a certain extent. I'm disabled. I don't let my disabilities define me anymore. I used to, and I don't anymore, because I can do what I can do, and what I can do, I absolutely try to. Sometimes I go above and beyond the expectations that I have even set for myself. But the pro of it is that you don't stop trying. We are still people at the end of the day. The con is that we start to believe the limitations that are set on us by others, and we get stuck inside that little box that they set us up in, and we stop living. We just be alive. The better safe than sorry scenario, does it exist? Absolutely. When I say better safe than sorry, I'm better safe and not dating anybody, and then being sorry and dating and putting myself out there and getting my feelings hurt by somebody who's not ready to date a person that has a disability. That's y'all hang up, not ours. That's y'all's. We shouldn't be made to feel less than because you can't handle a situation with a disabled person. It doesn't mean we're gonna hold you back. If you weren't running a decathlon before me, guess what? Still run that decathlon after me. I might be in the stands cheering you on, but baby, get this. Even if I wasn't prosthetic hips, arthritis, at large front, I still wouldn't be running the decathlon. So yeah, do you, boo? You want to ride a horse, baby? You ride a horse. I could ride one too. Mine might be My Little Pony, but it'll still be a horse. You can. I can swim. You want to swim? We can swim. We can swim together. Amen. Hallelujah. I just ain't going in no deep water, cause honey, yes, I'll be looking like that Twinkie that shark might actually be like, yum yum, give me some. No, thank you, ma'am. No, thank you, sir. I'll stay in the shallow end of anything that I'm in above my ankles. Thank you very much. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Should it exist? No, it should not. Nobody should be held back because of disabilities. Okay. But does it exist in dating disabled? Yes. There are a lot of people that are disabled that I've spoken to, friends, online people that I have spoken to in different circles, that basically they know of it. It's not a scenario that's really put out there. It's basically more of a mentality and a scaredness. I'd rather not than say I did, and that's sad. Um, let's see. Let's go on to the pros and cons of dating with disabilities. Cons: disabled people are often stigmatized and viewed stereotypically. 1, 2. You have to prep yourself for possible rejection or negative reactions. And 3. People tend to think disabled people live and lead sheltered lives. The pros: if you can find a mate, but you can't find a mate the conventional way, there are online dating sites like the ones that I've heard of since researching this, but I haven't been on any of them. But I've heard of Inclove, INCLOV, Disability Match, Whispers for You, Dating Disabled, and Dating Passions. I'm probably sure there's more than that. Also, pro, try adding a photo to your bio and or including a brief explanation of your disability and what you can and can't do. Okay, let's attack the cons. We are stigmatized and viewed stereotypically. Yes, we are. A lot. A lot of times people will have in their minds a certain concept of what disability means to them. And when you see a disabled person, you will automatically assume that's that person. You put us in this profile. And if we are not acting like the profile, we be doing the most. We gonna probably pay for it later. Cause I've heard that. Oh well, I could feel it might be a good day and music might be on and I might be standing up in the kitchen and I might just be bouncing around, with the cane of course, but bouncing around nonetheless. And I'll hear, the joke. Oh yeah, well you're doing that now, but later on you be complaining about you're in pain. You need to sit down. If I can stand up and dance, let me. If I feel like standing up to do wash the dishes, let me. Because I'm going to have enough time sitting down in the future. Thank you very much. Let me enjoy my life by any means necessary for as much as I can standing up. Because sitting down is going to be an option that I may not want later, but I ain't got no choice of having. Okay? Please, if y'all see us enjoying life, enjoy it with us. Don't try to restrict us to this idea and concept that you have of what you think our disabilities mean to you. I mean, that's a beautiful thing that you want to try to protect us and the whole 9 yards. But baby, we live in this body every day. We know what we're doing. We know if we pushing the running the gambit or if we're not running the gambit. It's okay. All right, it's fine. It's okay. And if we go above and beyond, and later on we talking about, girl, I should have did that, or boy, but who would child? I should have sat my tail down in that kitchen. Don't sit there and go, I told you so. Okay, thank you very much. But when at that time I felt good in my spirit and I wanted to stand up and do what I wanted to do, and I was led to do what I wanted to do by me. Thank you. Thank you very much. You see us in public, speak. We may look like we're in pain because 9 times out of 10 we very well might be, but it hurts nobody to just say, hey, how you doing today? Or you know what, that's a beautiful top you got on, or those jeans are really pretty, or you smell really good. Just say something positive. Don't always assume that we so angry and miserable because we are disabled that we don't appreciate being spoken to in a positive way. Okay, for real. Saying hello, even if you ain't disabled, saying hello to somebody might change their entire day and outlook on life. You never know what you might be doing to change that person by just saying, hey, how you doing today? Or you know what, smile. Today's a good day, and keep it pushing. We can either say thank you or not. That's with or without a disability, for real. Where else are we going to go with this? Okay. Um, They also tend to think that we lead and live sheltered lives. For some unknown reason, people believe that disabled people live either by themselves or in the confines of a room in a house with a bunch of people, and that all we do is we want to stay in the room and just be by ourselves and be alone and just maybe have a cat or maybe a small dog and listen to the radio or just look at TV and just be away from everybody except for Jesus. That's not the scenario with all of us. Some of us, okay. Some of us may, but the majority of us, no. We like to go outside. We like to do things. We like to go places. We like to go for rides. We like to go to the park. We like to go out and enjoy, family get-togethers and whatnot. We like those things. And if you just give us an opportunity, you see that and just ask. All we can tell you is no, we don't feel like it doing it today. Come on. Sometimes you gotta kind of push the envelope. You know what? Today's a good day. Come on outside. I'm getting ready to go for a ride. Come with me. And let that person come and just enjoy the air. Just enjoy the sunlight. Just enjoy. Now you got some people that'll be like, nah, I don't think so. Not today. Cool. Tomorrow's a new day. Do something tomorrow. Invite tomorrow. And keep inviting until that day comes where they either just get too tired of you inviting and say, oh, you know what? Come on. Or they go, look, leave me be. I don't want to. In which case, you can't say you didn't try, right? Okay. Communication, dating a disabled person can be great because With us, we like to communicate. Most of us will tell you if there's a problem, if there's a scenario, if there's a situation that goes along with our disability. Most of us are forthcoming with that information. We will talk to you once we make you privy of what the problem is, or what the situation is, or what our disability is. We will make you aware of what we can and can't do, and certain things that may be a limitation to us, or certain things that we may even want to try. Because just like regular folk, whatever regular is, we want to help y'all get past y'all insecurities and be y'all best selves, the same way we want y'all to do the same. We want to do the same thing for us. I mean, fair exchange ain't a robbery, right? And please don't assume we are delicate. We want to go on adventures too. We want to go on dates that take us places and see things and experience life, because there is life outside of a disability, and some of us would like to actually experience and see it. Okay, peoples. Okay. We want to be as comfortable with you as we want you to feel as being comfortable with us. Because, of course, there's an awkwardness when you first start dating somebody, just getting to know the person. The person is getting to know you. There's already going to be an awkwardness in just getting to know the person. But to be able to have to say, okay, now I have a disability, that adds to that awkwardness just a tad bit. So let's all move past it, okay? Let's address the elephant in the room first, and by elephant I mean the situation, the disability. Let's approach that first, shall we? Get that awkwardness out the way, and then let's move on. Because once you have addressed the elephant in the room, honey, them little baby hippopotamuses running around don't even become a problem anymore. Trust me. Or the giraffe in the corner, ain't even the giraffe anymore. Now it's My Little Pony. Trust me. Showing interest in our disability. Please do not act like it's a taboo to talk about. Most of us, it's not. It's just don't let every conversation center around the disability. Oh, well, I wanted to do this, but you probably can't do that. Or, oh, well, I wanted to go here, but is that going to be all right for you? Oh, because if you think 9 times out of 10 that we can't do it, and it's probably going to be an issue for you, it's going to be more than an issue for us. So, talk to the person when you arranging the date, so that y'all can do things that both of y'all feel comfortable to do, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. We want to make our relationship as healthy as possible. And by healthy, I'm talking about mentally healthy, I'm talking about physically healthy, and even spiritually healthy. Church is a good place to go. It ain't gonna break nobody, but it can probably make somebody. So church is a good place to go for those of you who are out there who go to a church or have a church, because you can invite a person over now for church online, and y'all can sit there and y'all can sit there in y'all blue jeans and t-shirts with cups of coffee and just sit there and just enjoy online church. Because nowadays with COVID still running rampant, people don't want to go in them places, because them places, even though Jesus is there and the Holy Spirit walks through, yeah, so does COVID. So, to be safe on the safe side, yeah. But you can still invite that person to church, just not the conventional way that you would normally do it. Or, healthy in a sense of mentally healthy. Let's try to, you know, um, keep the conversations on a note of positivity and not negatives, because we have enough negative going on with just the negative Nancy's and the naysayers that think we can't do anything because of our disabilities, and we don't need the person that we're interested in becoming the naysayer or a negative Nancy along with us. And if anybody out there is named Nancy, please don't take that personal, okay? That's just a saying, okay? I'm sure that you are probably one of the most positive people in your circle. Amen? Amen. And for those of you who don't believe in God and call him something else, or you call Allah, or you believe in Buddha, or whatever nation of whatever, or whatever the case may be, I salute you. If you don't believe in my God, then whatever you believe in, and you with somebody who is like-minded and you evenly yoked, then y'all do y'all thing. Okay. We may need help with sometimes with some things, but we don't necessarily need help with everything. Everything is not necessarily, I sometimes I need help tying my shoes. And there's some days when I don't. Some days I may need help getting up out that chair because, honey, that chair has me sunk up in it. And it ain't got nothing to do with my disability and everything to do with I'm short and the chair had me sunk up in it. So, with that being said, some days I may need a little help, but I don't need help with every little thing. If I'm going to the store, let's just say for instance, I'm going to the store and I go, sweetie, could you get that off the shelf for me, please? It is not because of the cane. I'm 5'4" 3/4, and FYI, I'm adding the 3/4 on because they matter. 3/4 lives matter. Yes, they do. And it's just too tall for me because I'm only 5'4" 3/4. I'm not short, people. For those of us who are in the 5'4" and under crew, we are vertically challenged. Okay. So that might just be you're too tall up there in the air for me, and I might need somebody that's a little bit taller to help, get that off the shelf for me. But it got nothing to do with a disability unless you consider being that height a disability, which I've been at all my life. Damn near, I don't. Yeah, it's we going coming around the corner of intimacy. I'm gonna hit on that last of all. We want you to see our strengths and help us to overcome our weaknesses just as much as you want us to do the same for you. I already addressed that earlier. We want equality as much as we can have it in our relationships. We do, and we want you we want to try to help you become the best version of you that we can if you need us for that, and vice versa. But intimacy is the next thing, and I'm going to end it on this. Intimacy is just as normal for us as it is for you and for anyone else. This is a common misconception that stigmatizes disabled people. And I say that to say because a lot of times we're not put in that category of wanting to have intimacy because we have a disability. People think that because we become disabled, we stop wanting to love, we stop wanting intimacy, we stop wanting to be touched, we stop wanting to kiss. The only thing we like to do is just kiss babies on the forehead or kiss you on the cheek and do the Nah. It's really for real. If you still got that fire going on in the furnace, as the elders used to say, honey, let that bad mister roar. Okay? Because we still want intimacy. We still are intimate people. We didn't stop just because. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some people who have disabilities that will make them not or be able to have intimacy in the normal way, which you know what I'm trying to say. In which case, there's more than one way to skin a cat. And with that being said, if you gotta figure something else out and you got a mate that's willing to figure it out with you, now figure it out together. But please, people, don't think that we don't want it, because we do. We really do. And with that being said, I thank you for listening to my rant. I thank you very much for staying this long. You could have looked at anybody else's video, and thank you very much. You decided to look at mine, and I'm forever grateful for that. There will be a couple of more installments to Headscarf Chronicles. Down in the comments, let me know what you want to talk about. Let me know what you want me to research. Let me know if the video was too long, if it could be a little longer. Let me know if you think I'm too dry, or what have you. If you feel like I misquoted something, by all means, just give me your opinions down in the comments. I read, I will respond, and I will respect. In this particular arena where I'm at and with my tribe, because that's what I'm calling my people, my disabled people, and the people that love us, and the people that just want to cue in just because. You're part of a tribe now, and we need respect, because a lot of us don't sometimes always get it in the outside world. But here in Carmelle's world, my comments in here at the bottom, please be respectful and mindful that people have feelings, and that we are people at the end of the day, thank you. That's just something I want to throw out there. So all the naysayers and the negative people that have some negative stuff to say, please go somewhere else with it, because it's not going to be welcomed here and you will be blocked. With that being said, I bid you adieu and Carmelle, and I'm out.